another one of my live stream lectures this evening. And before we get started, let's don't forget to mark your calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do another relational lecture. And the focus of that lecture is I'm going to give a lot of insight on many things I do as a content creator to continue to push my channel into the next stratosphere. You know, I think I'm well over, I believe 404,000 subscribers. My channel's been monetized going on 3 years. January 2024, my channel earned the YouTube Silver Play Button Award. In August of 2024, my channel became eligible for major brand deals. So it's about ready to hit that 1 year mark in terms of attaining these contracts as a content creator for brand deals where company paid me money to run their product and services and brand across my channel. So if you want some insight on what I do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis to maintain my channel into the stratosphere, tune in. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is less is more, aka minimalistic living. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been living a minimalistic lifestyle for about 8 years, aggressively the past 3 or 4 years. And I'm telling you, you know, some of the key descriptions are really minimalistic living. Number one is getting rid of a lot of your worldly possessions. That's got to go, especially if it serves no purpose. You know, I got rid of all of my furniture in my home prior to me putting my home on the market. When I sold it, my home in North Carolina, and downsized to really a minimalistic living, even more. But, you know, I had one piece of furniture in my home years before I put my home on the market. A 2-story, 3-bedroom home, 2 bathrooms, a lot. But I got tired of those worldly possessions. So I literally gave away all of my furniture in all of my bedrooms, downstairs, everything. Everything had to go, literally, in totality. And I left one camper. It's like a camper, them little cots you can sleep on when you're going on camping. That's all I had. That house was empty. I got rid of the refrigerator. I got rid of everything. And pots, pans, everything had to go because I was embracing this lifestyle, and I've been living this lifestyle now, like I said, aggressively for 3 or 4 years. And when you get rid of worldly possessions, it frees up space. It saves you time. You ain't spending money on replacing those worldly possessions. You ain't spending money on getting newer furniture. You ain't spending money on getting a newer stove or refrigerator because you don't have it. So it's nothing to replace. And it freed me up to save time. So now I got this empty house. So it freed me up to save time to connect with nature. You're saving money. It's really not a whole lot of cleaning to do other than you just sweeping and mopping your floors and everything because you have no furniture. So, and then you're saving a lot of money. And people who live this lifestyle, the money it gives us more disposable income. So now we can invest more into our financial portfolio. Now we can, increase more money going into our retirement. You can increase more money going into your emergency savings account because you're not tied down with worldly possessions. So when the latest gadgets come out, that include gadgets too, clothes, jewelry, technology, all of these glitz and glamours and gadget folks want every time the new item come out. So if none of that serves no purpose, then what that gave me was a lot of disposable income. I was retired from state government September 2023 and debt-free, by the way. And so now I have all this disposable income in retirement, and I got a home office where I still make money under my credential for Marie Holiday. But, when you embrace this lifestyle, you begin to reclaim so much money, disposable income. Now you can invest. Now you can travel debt-free and do things like enjoy life experience without being bogged down with worldly possessions and worrying about all this stuff you're trying to keep up with that slows you down. It creates clutter in your home, clutter in your car, clutter in your mind, clutter in your office, just clutter. And it serves no purpose. The things I do have that may be of the core in my home is things that has a purpose for me, a value versus furniture. So this lifestyle has allowed me to now, when I'm traveling abroad or going anywhere, because when I travel abroad, I'm actually getting ready behind the scenes stuff right now, waiting on my updated passport. But my next destination will be Paris. Last year I went to Rome and Italy. The year before that I went to Cairo, Egypt. So my point is, even when I'm traveling abroad, minimalistic people, we ain't lugging no 2-3 suitcases to travel. We ain't even lugging. I told my niece this, when I travel abroad, because I'm a minimalistic, I literally, everything I need, because remember, I ain't got no whole lot of worldly possessions. Even with your clothes, you're intentional with how you buy that. I was literally able to, everything that I needed to travel to Rome last year, I was able to put it all in a backpack. And I was over there for about 2 weeks, literally, because I'm a minimalist. And as I was going through the airport, no need to check luggage in, because you can carry a backpack on the plane. And as I'm doing my travelings, even my guide, when I got to Rome, because they pick us up from the airport, and even when I went to Cairo, Egypt, my guide would say, well, where's your luggage? I said, on my shoulder. I'm traveling light. And what that did was freed me up to focus on that experience, focus on riding on the biblical Nile River, walking through the Valley of the Kings and those tombs and the Giza Pyramid, and going to inside of the 16th chapel to see those world-renowned paintings of Michelangelo, and walking on the grounds in front of the Roman Colosseum. It was breathtaking. And when you ain't got all this stuff you're trying to lug around, because that last guided tour I went on, it was about 40 people in that guide, and I'm watching house. We'll be a couple of days in one part of Rome, and part of that itinerary, we may have to go on a 4-hour bus ride to get to the next destination. We'll live in motels in that area for that destination. So everybody lugging up all their luggage, 3 and 4 pieces of luggage, and I'm just looking at them. And to me, that slows you down. Many people lose a lot of that stuff. When I went to Cairo, was it Rome or Cairo, Egypt? I think, when I went to, was it Rome? I can't remember which country I was in, but I was with someone in my group, and we went to a restaurant, either in Cairo or Rome. And when we returned back to our destination, a few hours later, he realized that he left his passport at that restaurant. And he got all real nervous, because you don't want to be in another country if you lose your passport. But what stood out about him, he was lugging all this stuff around when we're going to these various destinations in another country. I'm just shaking my head, because number one, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So if you travel light, that ties into also living this minimalistic lifestyle. Life is very intentional. You're connecting with nature, you're protecting your energy, you're intentional with your money. And because when you cut loose all of this, and I'm telling you, I got more money now, and ain't even working, than ever before in my adult life. I was telling my niece that, literally. And that's all because I have embraced this lifestyle. And it's mind-blowing. And I'm, like I said, I'm doing some stuff behind the scene to get ready to take my next travel abroad. And I already know to travel light. And being a minimalistic lifestyle You also know the importance of health and wellness. When you take care of your health, your spiritual health, your physical health, but in particular, that physical health, you're eating right, you're exercising, you're keeping all your doctor's appointments, you're paying attention to your lab work. Health and wellness is also a part of minimalistic living. When your health and wellness is on point, that means you're spending no money on medication. Because, you got a lot of people got all these medical problems to the point, I don't care how good your insurance is, you paying a copay. You paying something for that medication that you're on. But living a minimalistic lifestyle, you're very intentional about what you eat. You're very intentional about your health. And all that ties into minimalistic living. I'm on zero medication. My lab work is perfect. Been that way for years because I pay attention to my lab work. I'm very intentional about what I eat because I'm going to tell you something. If you're aware, when you're traveling abroad in a guided tour, every day we're moving. Every day we got an itinerary laid out for us with that guide. And we are moving. We may be on camel. We may be on a boat. We may be on a train. We're walking. You can't just ride up to the pyramids. No, you got to go through some steps to get to the Valley of the Kings. And that means you got to go through certain vehicles. And to get into that desert, you may have to do a certain amount of walking in the Sahara Desert. They ain't no just be able to ride you up to those tombs. You ain't no just be able to ride up to the pyramid people. No, at a certain point, your behind got to get out and walk in that desert, in the Sahara Desert. So if you all sick, broke down on a truckload of medication, problems walking, mobility, how are you going to be able to walk that particular distance in the Sahara Desert to go see the Giza pyramids, the Valley of the Kings? It's not going to be possible. And then on the biblical Nile River, you on boats out there riding on the biblical Nile. You can't just drive up to the Nile River. No. You can't just drive up to the Colosseum in Rome, that Roman Colosseum. No, you walking. And that guide is moving. Incline, decline, you are moving. So if you are broke down and sick, that's going to have a direct impact on you not being able to enjoy the life experience as you begin to travel abroad as a minimalist. Real talk, people. You got to be able to navigate and walk through those airports. I remember I had to think it was Germany or somewhere. London, one of them airports, I think it was Germany airport. That airport, when you get off the plane, historically, the next terminal, kind of like real close in airports in our country. I got off that plane in Germany because I had to get a connecting flight to London. And that next terminal, I am not lying, it was well over 2 miles, well over 2. I had to walk well over 2 solid miles within the airport to get that next terminal. And I didn't realize it was that long, literally. And I literally missed that connecting plane to London coming out of Germany. And of course, they got me on the next one, and I had to wait 9 hours. So I say that to say, if your health is broken down, how are you going to be able to navigate when you got to walk from point A to point B in these airports abroad? It ain't going to be possible. I'm telling you, and then if you got all this stuff that you're trying to lug around, I'm telling you, you're going to be more stressed out with all of your luggage, people. Because when you're traveling abroad, it's real easy for your luggage to get lost, people. You're in another world. It's real easy for your stuff to get lost. And when you're in another country, and these people in these other countries, they ain't no try to hunt your stuff down. No. What we do ain't gonna be the necessary how they do things in their world. So to avoid all that, travel light. Carry one backpack for everything you need. I don't care if you're gonna be over there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 months. Carry one backpack. And as your clothes begin to get dirty, just re-washing. That's all minimalistic thinking. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. It's going to save you variation so you can enjoy that experience as you doing this traveling with a minimalistic mindset, people. Real talk. And I tell folks, and I was talking to a gentleman today, when you are minimalistic, people who are minimalistic, we understand the value of eliminating debt. That's another description of minimalistic living. Eliminate debt. Eliminate all of your debt. So now all that money you would have been paying on debt, now it's going to give you more and more disposable income to invest, to travel debt-free, to increase more money into your emergency savings account. Because when you are debt-free, when you are financially free, any kind of financial emergency come up, unexpected emergency come up, no problem. All you do is go to your emergency savings account, pull out what you need, and handle that unexpected financial emergency. Your car can break down. Your air conditioner may go out in your home. Or unexpected bill may occur. Or unexpected medical bill may occur. But people who live a minimalistic lifestyle, we are also very intentional with our money. We're wise with our money. We're strategic with our money in everything that we need to do. And I'm telling you, that's a powerful thing. When we do spend money, it's a purpose. And that purpose of spending money for a minimalist is going to be for life experiences versus worldly possessions, versus clothes and jewelry and cars and all of this. No, life experience is more valuable. I will never forget that first guided tour I went on, Cairo, Egypt. When I stood before the Giza pyramids, that predates Christ. When I'm standing at the base of the Giza pyramid, it was breathtaking. That was a spiritual journey. No worldly possession could have gave me the type of spiritual feeling I felt when I was standing before a structure that was well over 4,600 years old that can be seen from outer space. The mysteries and all of that of the pyramids and the Valley of the Kings. I don't care how much technology they got in the world, people. They will never be able to find out all of the mysteries of those pyramids. And the reason why, because God gave those ancient Egyptians this knowledge and the skills and the ability to erect those phenomenal structures. Even when we went over there, and I'm walking at the base of the pyramid, as you're walking on those pyramids, people, they are still digging out there. There's an area where we literally saw those full-blooded Egyptians out there digging and finding more stuff. They're constantly finding secret departments. And to witness that in living color was breathtaking. It was life-changing. And to be able to touch and walk through those pyramids. I did a lot of live footage as I was walking through those pyramids, walking through the Valley of the Kings, the Great Ramsey 1 through 9. Check out a lot of my my popular videos. Check out my popular videos and you'll see a lot of my live footage on that spiritual journey riding on the biblical Nile River. That Nile River predates Christ. The biblical Nile River is the blood life of Egypt. It runs upper Egypt, lower Egypt, to literally be riding on the Nile River. That was life-changing. That was spiritual. That was breathtaking. No house, no jewelry, no car, no worldly possessions could have given me what I got when I had that spiritual awakening by traveling in living color to Cairo, Egypt. Real talk, people. Everybody owe it to themselves before they leave this earth to make a trip to Cairo, Egypt. That's the foundation. Everything else to me comes after that. And it was just mind-blowing to witness this, to touch those tombs, to put my hand in the Nile River. That's biblical, people, to touch this stuff, to see it. And that is what the value of living a minimalistic life, cutting loose those worldly possessions, and really going out here and seeing this world, this big old wide world made by God, to see it and to witness it. That life experience you will not, I tell anybody, you ain't walking away from the Giza pyramid. You ain't walking away with your feet in the Nile River. You are not going to walk away the same. Trust me, you will not walk away the same. I literally felt the presence of God when I was out there. Real talk, people. Money can't buy that. That experience as a minimalistic person, that experience when I took those trips abroad, money can't buy. Money can buy the trip for me to get on the plane, but money cannot buy that spiritual feeling I felt by taking it, especially that spiritual journey to Cairo, Egypt. And that, everything that I just said, in terms of taking care of yourself, the health and wellness, cutting loose worldly possessions, living life, experiencing, eating right, traveling, all of that ties into really living a truly minimalistic life. And I'm in the process of even going deeper with my minimalistic living. One of my game plans very soon is I'm going to set up my little tiny home on my little piece of property that I own. And I'm coming off the grid. And I'm going to be self-sufficient out there so I can really connect with nature. Really embrace this minimalistic lifestyle. Because once you get a taste of this for real and doing it the right way, you ain't don't want to eject yourself back into the matrix in terms of all this worldly possession and throwing away all your money on worldly possessions and creating this clutter all over everywhere. Clutter in your home, clutter in your office, clutter in your car, spending like no tomorrow, because all that's going to do is going to cause you to be a slavery to debt versus being financial free and debt free. That's the big flex right there. It's not about how much money you make. It really is about who do you owe. There you go. What is your debt? What amount of debt do you have on a monthly basis? I know people right now making 6 figures, but they are in so much debt, meaning their debt far exceeds their income. Real talk. And if a $400 emergency was to occur, with many people I know making 6 figures, if a $400 emergency was to occur, they literally would not have the money. They do not have the money in the emergency savings account to handle that $400 emergency. And that's all because they are hyper spenders and they can't start buying all these worldly possessions in the credit card debt and the paycheck gone before they even get it. And that's to me, that's being a slavery to debt. But when a person embraces this type of lifestyle, it's freedom to me. It's financial freedom. It's freedom to travel. It's freedom to be worried. You ain't worried about no money. It just frees you up to really enjoy life, people. To enjoy waking up every day and enjoying that cup of coffee. You can sip that coffee and take your time and listen to that positive music or that meditation music or anything. It's power behind that. And you ain't got one thought or worry on your mind about a bill, about a debt, about your bank account. All of that comes with the benefits of really embracing a minimalistic lifestyle, a thorough description of this lifestyle. And I wish I would have done it 20 years ago, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm in it now, and I will never return back to that traditional way of living. And if a person want to visit me with my one damn piece of furniture in my house, if they got a problem with that, I tell them there's the door, because people who really live this lifestyle, you ain't doing it impressing about it. So what if they ain't got no furniture? So what if they ain't got no pots and pans and plates and dishes and forks and spoons in my house? So what? So what if I don't have no dressers and chairs? So what? I ain't trying to impress nobody. And if you got a problem with that, Oh well, I'm happy. I ain't losing a bit of sleep. It take me every bit of 10 minutes to clean my home because there's no furniture. So all I'm doing is sweeping and mopping. I ain't got to worry about washing no dishes. I don't have any dishes, pots, pans, cups, forks, none of that. So there's no need to have any of that. I use paper cloth. If I know I got company, paper plates. I had my family member over a few weeks ago. I did a brunch for them, and the stuff that I bought, paper plates. So when they got done, the trash, whatever was left over, I either gave it to them or threw it away. And I'm good, people. I'm good. You'll be surprised on the type of food that you can buy that's already prepared. Real talk, people. So again, minimalistic cutting loose of worldly possession, aka minimalistic living, is the way to go. You will save a truckload of money. Real talk. So that's all I have. Again, do not forget to mark your calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do another relational live stream lecture. I'm going to dive deep. And I'm going to give a lot of insight on many of the things I do to continue to cultivate and develop and to nurture my channel. So with that being said, that's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.